Hey guys, what's up? Size Matters here, and this is the beginning of a new series called First Times. In this series, I'm going to be going through the times of my life where I did something new. Some of these events are quite shocking, some of them are quite funny, but the one I'm going to be addressing today is the first time I went to a strip club. Um, just to give you guys a bit of background knowledge, when this story happened, I was living in Bangkok. If you guys have seen Hangover 2, which I'm assuming most of you have, it's pretty much like that. Bangkok is a very corrupt and crazy place. So it's very easy to get away with anything. I'm not going to tell you what grade I was in when this happened because I'm quite ashamed of the age I was. I was quite young to be doing this. But let's get started here. So what happened is we went to see a movie, and it was me and two of my friends. And I remember the movie was The Final Destination or Final Destination 4. And I remember this because we were scared to go down the escalators afterwards, which was really funny. But afterwards we hit up three more of our friends. And one of them who had been going out, he was a party animal, he was crazy, and he was pretty much a pro at sneaking out and getting into trouble. And he suggested that we go to a strip club. Now, at this time, it was around late 2009, early 2010, and I was not really much of a pro of going out. I had gone out, snuck out a few times, I had only drank a few beers. I was not a real pro at this. But I decided to go out anyway, so what we did is I brought my two friends back to my house. We snuck out around 11 p.m., 12 p.m., and we met up. Now, the place where I lived is in a complex. This is not downtown. It's in a complex where everyone from where the school I go to lives. So it's pretty hard to run into someone in this complex that you do not know. So what we had to do, or to get a taxi, is we had to go outside the complex, and we had to flag down a taxi. Now, if you've been to Bangkok, you know that getting a taxi in Bangkok is quite easily, so we didn't have a problem with that. But yeah, this person, his name is Kevin, he took us to a strip club downtown, and we had fun. Now, the people I was with, there was 5 people, 6 if you include me, and their names were Joseph, Kevin, Yair, Lori, and Bryce. And for most of us, or for at least me and my friends, this was the first time we had gone out. Kevin, Laura, and Yair were quite frequent partiers, and after this experience, I had gone out with them a lot more. But we went to the strip club downtown. Again, I'm not going to say the name or anything, but we went to the strip club downtown, and we went in. We must have spent maybe 2 hours at the place because by the time we got out, it was 2:30, 3 o'clock, and this was the latest I had stayed out, so it was kind of new for me, and I was wide awake. I was ready to rock and roll. I was having so much fun. But we must have spent maybe about $200 that night. I'm not even kidding you guys right there. We must have spent $200 that night each. So we probably spent, it was $1,200. So they made a good amount of money off of us. But I mean, it was all worth it. It was a good time. I'm not going to go into specifics on what happened because we kind of promised that that would stay in there, and I don't think it would be appropriate for most of you youngsters. So yeah, after that we went to a bar, which was quite close to the strip club. I think it was just a couple minutes away by taxi into the bar. And my tolerance was not the best tolerance there. As I said before, I had been drinking for not a long period of time, so my tolerance was quite weak compared to Kevin, Yair, and Lori. So me, Joseph, and Bryce ended up getting quite drunk, while the other 3 were just tipsy. And we ended up getting kicked out of the bar after I think we dropped a beer glass on the bottom or on the floor, and it shattered into a bunch of pieces. And the people in Thailand, they are quite nervous about the cops because they don't really follow by the rules, so they don't want to get in trouble or anything. And considering that we were underage and we did not have a fake ID, which by this time pretty much every club and bar that you go to requires you to have a fake ID. Or not fake ID, requires you to have an ID, but it's quite easy to get a fake ID. So yeah, we got kicked out quite quickly. We didn't want them to call the cops or anything because you do not want to spend a night in Thai prison, even though you can pretty much just bribe the police for like 1,000 baht, which is only $30. So it's really nothing. But yeah, so we got kicked out, and we started to head back to the complex, but we were still tipsy and drunk, so we stopped over at the local 7-Eleven, which is a convenience store pretty much. and we got maybe 2 gallons of milk, some water, and a magazine. I'm not gonna go into details about the magazine either. Yeah, but we stayed there for a couple hours more. So by the time that we had finished the milk, we were done talking. It was about 6 a.m. and I was still wide awake. I was having fun, and we had done with the milk. None of us had thrown up that night, amazingly, but we were all pretty much sobered up. So I took my friends back to my house, and the other 3 guys, they went their separate way. We got off the taxi. We got off from the taxi outside of the complex. We just walked in. So we got back to my house around 6:30, and I know where my maid, because Thailand they have maids. Uh, I know where my maid kept the keys for the house, so we pretty much just snuck right in, and yeah, that was it. I mean, no one knew what was happening. The funny part though was that the next morning, this was around 10 a.m., my dad walked in, and we were all just like gone. We had headaches from drinking. We were sleeping from partying all night, staying up all night. And he came in, and we all just woke up because of the sound of the door. And the first thing he said when he walked in was, "It smells like old beer in here," which was just so funny to me because we tried to play it off like we hadn't done anything. So we were like, "Oh, we don't know what you're talking about," or we just try to remain silent as possible. But he gave us this like weird look because he didn't know that we were going out drinking, which he pretty much figured out in a couple months anyway. But he just gave us this weird look and walked out the door, and we just all crashed again. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It was a great, great night. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you want to hear more of these clips or of these stories, leave a comment, leave a like, remember to subscribe. I definitely have a lot more of these stories, such as my first kiss, the first time I got arrested. You guys might probably be thinking right now I'm like probably some juvenile delinquent who went to I don't know, juvenile prison or something. I actually didn't. I'm not the most perfect person in school, but I do get decent enough grades, so I'm not a total badass. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Check out my channel. Yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed this, guys, please please support me so I can continue posting these. I want to tell you guys a bit about my life. I think my life is quite interesting, and being that I lived in Bangkok is not something that every little white kid gets to tell YouTube. So these stories I hope will be eye-opening for you. They will teach you guys some kind of message, being do not go out when you're as young as I was. I'm not going to say how young I was, but I would have liked to be older when I did the stuff I did. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Remember, go check out my channel, like, comment, and I will see you guys later. Thank you.